Hello to all the members, readers and viewers of CA Club India. Finally, after a long duration of over 70 days, we have all moved out from the lockdown to unlock phase 1, where we could finally go out, do our daily jobs, but yes, with certain restrictions. The government has recently came out with the new income tax return forms, or I should say the revised income tax return forms pertaining to the financial year 1920 and for the assessment year 2020-2021. So the government has notified these forms in form of a gazette notification that was issued on 29th of May 2020 and was published on 30th of May 2020, which is its effective date. Lately, in the month of January, 3rd of January to be precise, the government came up with the income tax return forms for the financial year 1920. But the same were rolled back by them due to some irregularities, inconsistencies, or they were creating some burden for the taxpayers. So recently the government has reintroduced the revised income tax return forms for the financial year 1920. In this particular video, we will going to discuss about the changes that have been made by the newly introduced income tax return forms for the financial year 1920. So I have basically gone through all the income tax returns that have been notified and have found that there are 4 key takeaways. There are 4 key changes that have been made by the government in the newly introduced income tax return forms. Let us now discuss the first change that has been made by the newly introduced return forms pertaining to the financial year 1920. So that is with regard to the passport number. The earlier notified returns that were notified in the month of January, they contained a provision of mentioning the passport number of the person whose return is to be filed. The newly introduced return forms have removed that particular condition. Now all the return forms could be filed without mentioning the passport number of the applicant. This has been done to ensure ease of filing income tax returns. Now moving on to the second most important change that has been introduced by the newly notified income tax returns for the financial year 1920 is with regard to joint ownership. So the income tax returns that were notified in the month of January 2020, they contained a specified provision that a person who is a co-owner or joint owner in a particular house property, he or she could not file for income tax return in form 1 or 4. Both these return forms are simpler return forms that have been made available for the individuals and HUFs. The ITR 1 is termed as Sahaj and ITR 4 is termed as Sugam. So the simpler return forms were made unavailable for the people who were having co-ownership or who were joint owners in a particular house property. The newly notified return forms have removed this restriction completely, and now the people who are joint owners or co-owners in a house property, they can file for their income tax return in form number 1 or in form number 4 as is applicable to them. So basically this condition has been nullified. That was introduced back in the month of January from the notification of notification dated 3rd of January 2020, which was made effective from 1st of April 2020. So that has been done away with now. Moving on to the third most important change that has been introduced by the newly notified income tax return forms for the year 1920 is with regard to deductions. While computing our total income and income taxes for a particular financial year, we take deductions under various heads like section 80C, 80D, 80G, etc. These all deductions have been provided under chapter 6A of the Income Tax Act. In wake of the COVID-19 crisis, the government had earlier extended the deadlines for making deposits, investments or payments for claiming deduction under these sections to 30th of June 2020. Usually In order to avail for these deductions, a person has to make the required deposit, investment or payment by the end of the financial year, that was 31st of March 2020. But due to a lockdown of condition and adverse condition of COVID-19, the government extended the due dates to 30th of June 2020 for making the required investments for availing the deductions. In order to give effect to the extension that was notified by the ordinance dated 31st of March 2020, there has been a specific section in the deduction column of your income tax return this time. So now, this time you will have to report for the deductions that you want to avail based on your payments, investments or deposits that you made. There are two sections in which this bifurcation has to be reported. The first one is the investments, payments or deposits that have been made up to 31st of March 2020. All that has to be reported under column 2. The second one that has been made by you from 1st of April 2020 to 30th of June 2020, that has to be reported in column 3. So both these deductions in combination have to be reported in order to claim deduction. It is pertinent to note that if you want to take deduction, only then you have to report these particular investments or payments in the income tax return specific section that has been added for. In order to understand things in a better way, let us take 3 examples to understand all the situations that could arise for claiming the deductions under the newly notified income tax return forms. So let's take an example of Mr. A. Mr. A wants to avail a deduction under section 80C for investments in PPF. He made the specified investments of 1.5 lakh into his PPF account by 10th of March 2020. He would be eligible for this particular deduction for FY 1920 and he would be reporting this particular investment so made in the column 2. Moving to the second example of Mr. X. Mr. X wants to avail for the deduction under section 80D for Mediclaim. He was to take his medical policy on 23rd of March 2020, but due to COVID-19 crisis, he was unable to buy the policy. So he bought his medical policy on 1st of May 2020. Now, in order to take deduction for the financial year 1920 under section 80D, he has to report this payment so made in the specific section that has been added this time, that is from the period starting from 1st of April to 30th of June 2020. So he will be reporting that particular payment so made in that column and be availing the same deduction for the financial year 1920. Now, taking the case of a person who has already invested an amount of rupees 1.5 lakh say in a 5-year FD and claimed a deduction and want to claim a deduction under section 80C. On 10th of March, he made this particular investment and became eligible to claim the deduction for the financial year 1920. So now again in May 2020, that is say 5th May 2020, he again makes a payment of rupees 1,50,000 towards a 5-year FD. Say he invests rupees 1,50,000 in a 5-year FD and wants to avail for the deduction under section 80C. This time he has made this particular investment for the financial year 2020-2021 and not for 1920, because for 1920 he has already made that particular investment. So in order to claim deduction for the year 2021, he'll not have to report this particular payment that he has made, the particular investment that he has made under the 5-year FD in his income tax return pertaining to financial year 1920. So no disclosure has to be made in the column 3 that has been newly added in the income tax return form. It is very important to note that you can avail for a specific deduction, a specific investment, a specific payment or a specific deposit only once. So if you want to avail, if you have already availed already invested particular amount or made a particular payment in the month of March or before for the financial year 1920, then again making such payment would not make you eligible to gain a double benefit out of it. or I should say that if you have not made any payment or deposit up to 31st of March 2020, then if you would be making the particular payment or deposit in the month of April, May or June as per the extended notification, you would be getting the benefit only once, that is for the financial year 1920 or assessment or AY or the financial year 2020-21. So you have to decide for in which particular financial year you have to take that particular deduction. So that was all for the changes that have been made pertaining to the deductions. Moving towards the last change that has been made in the newly notified income tax return forms is with regard to certain disclosures. To widen and deepen the tax net, the government this time in the budget 2019 introduced specified provision where return filing was made compulsory even if your income did not exceed the maximum amount that is chargeable to tax. That is, your total income is below 2,50,000, 3 lakh or 5 lakh as the tax slab that is applicable to you. So in these particular circumstances, the filing of the income tax return was made mandatory. This particular addition was made to deepen and make the tax net stronger. There are a number of BMW cars, Mercedes cars that are roaming around, lakhs of electricity bills, number of foreign travels, but the quantum of income tax payers or the income tax return is very less. The same was taken on emphasis by late Finance Minister Shri Arun Jaitley ji in his last budget speech. Taking the same ahead, Shri Nirmala Sitharaman in this particular financial budget, the final budget for 2019, she introduced provisions for compulsory return filing under various circumstances. The three major circumstances, the three major situations that she added from in the budget 2019 was pertaining to the foreign travels. Any person who was spending an amount exceeding 2 lakh for his or of his relative or any other person's foreign travel was to compulsory file income tax return. The second instance was in a case where the electricity bill payments in aggregate were exceeding 1 lakh for a particular person. Third case was one where a person has deposited an amount exceeding rupees 1 crore in one or more current accounts during the previous financial year. So in all these circumstances, if the required conditions or limits were met, the return filing was made mandatory. This was notified in the Income Tax Act as a 7th proviso to section 139(1). The income tax return forms that were notified in the month of January 2020 that contain specific provisions that if a person is mandatorily required to file his income tax return, then he would not be able to file his income tax return under ITR form 1 or ITR form 4. That are the simpler forms for filing income tax return. He was taken out of the net of filing these simple tax return forms. However, in the current income tax return forms that have been notified, this particular condition has been taken back. Now even these people who were compulsorily required to file the income tax returns under various conditions and specified limits that I have mentioned, they can now file their income tax returns in ITR form 1 and ITR form 4. A new section has been added in the newly notified income tax return forms for the financial year 1920 that where you are compulsorily required to file the income tax return form as per the 7th proviso to section 139(1), then you will have to report for the exact amount of the deposit exceeding 1 crore rupees in multiple current accounts that you have made. Secondly, for the expenditure you have incurred on foreign travel exceeding 2 lakh, or for the payment of electricity for the electricity consumption that you have paid exceeding 1 lakh. That particular amounts have to be disclosed in the ITR forms 1 to 4. So this particular change has been added into the return forms for this particular financial year. However, it is very important to note that if you are already under the ambit of filing income tax returns under section 139(1), that is without proviso, without this 7th proviso or compulsory return filing requirement that I have mentioned, then you do not have to report all the three conditions that I mentioned pertaining to the deposit exceeding 1 crore, or the foreign travel expenses that you made exceeding 2 lakh, or for the electricity consumption charges that you paid in excess of 1 lakh. Everything, all these things have not to be reported. There is a specific checkbox that has been added in ITR 1 to ITR 4 that whether you are eligible to file income tax return as per section 139(1) proviso 7, then only you have to report for these particular items. Otherwise you are not in any way made liable to report these particular amounts that you have spent. Moreover, I believe that whenever the income tax return preparation software or the utilities would be made available on the income tax e-filing portal, so in those particular utilities there would be the option that I mentioned for the checkbox. So whenever we'll pushing the checkbox as no, that we do not we are not filing the income tax return as per 7th proviso to 139(1). So as and when we'll press no, all the particular 3 sections that I mentioned, that would be automatically disabled and no reporting would be required. Only in the particular circumstances where you are compulsorily made liable to file your income tax returns under 7th proviso to section 139(1), only in that particular case you will have to select the checkbox A and all those fields have to be entered for. This has been a question in the mind of many professionals and in the minds of all the taxpayers, individuals especially, because they are under this thought that they will have to file for or report for these expenses or for the deposits that they have made in exceeding the limits. So I would like to mention this for more clarity in Hindi, that अगर आप लाइबल हैं इनकम टैक्स रिटर्न फाइल करने के लिए सेक्शन 139(1) में, यानी आप सैलरीड इनकम है और आपकी इनकम जो है वो 2.5 लाख से ज़्यादा है, या फिर आप बिजनेस करते हैं और उसमें आपकी इनकम जो स्लैब रेट है उससे ज़्यादा बनती है, तो आपको इनकम टैक्स रिटर्न फॉर्म फाइल करते वक्त इन सारे चीज़ों का ब्यौरा, यानी इन सारे चीज़ों से जुड़े हुए खर्चों का ब्यौरा देने की कोई ज़रूरत नहीं है. You will not have to report any of such expenditure on the foreign travel or electricity consumption or the deposits that you have made in your income tax returns. If you have any queries related to the discussion, you can contact CA Club India or fire us an email at connect@ujlegal.com. Connect CONNECT@ujlegal.com. Lastly, I would like to advise everyone that during this phase of Unlock 1, please take very good care of yourself. Try to stay home. If you are able to work from home, do all your jobs and all your work from home. Stay home, stay well, stay safe. Thank you very much.